Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome, 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 and thank you for joining me on the Late One Spill. Well, second show for the night. Well, doing a marathon, you got to do marathon at times. And ladies and gentlemen, I had to do a marathon. And the marathon is simply this. I actually did a live tonight where I did my, what should I say, my full shebang, my schedule for 9 o'clock, everything, YouTube, Facebook, and all this, Instagram there. And there I was, ready and gone. When I looked, YouTube wasn't working. What do I do? Don't know what to do there. Show started. Fortunately, I got good people who were able to tolerate my what should I say, inept way of understanding what was happening. And I got all of the hey D, how are you doing? Beautiful conversation. There's no conversation. Oh, beautiful countdown. There's a conversation. Yeah. Thank you so much for that. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Well, so it didn't work. So I said, well, listen, I got a few minutes now. Let me actually come online and actually try to see if it works. And yes, it is working. Yes, the graphics there. And I've learned something today. And what it was is that I didn't touch a particular button. It was unlisted and on private. Hey, what can I say? But it is better it happened today, tonight, than it happened on Thursday night or anytime I have on the show. Because we all have to develop. Do you agree? Yes, develop and step into new things. So, what can I say? But one of the topics that I said I wanted to speak on tonight, and I just go briefly over it into a quick maybe show which may last maybe 10 minutes or so, is the Chancellor. Yes, the Chancellor, Mr. Sajid Javid. Sajid Javid, and this is what he says. Lockdown finally eased. Doom. Lockdown finally eased. That's what he said. Boom. Question is this, and this is a big question. Were you in lockdown? Yeah? Were you in lockdown? Let me know if you're in lockdown. Were your life in lockdown? Were you in the sense whereby you were in quarantine? Were you in quarantine mode? Yes, quarantine mode, lockdown mode, isolation mode, and as well shield mode. Shield mode. All the different mode that I decided to create one myself, which is called boost mode. Boost mode is going completely against the grain, going completely against the standard. Boost mode is actually saying, hey, this is the plan. You don't go with the flow, but you go into your own stream and create your own rivers. Nevertheless, still, I don't know what people have to say about this, but this is the plan. 2 more, no more lockdown. Lockdown is over. Them days are finished now. Back to business now. COVID said self-isolation to be scrapped for double jab and children in England. Self-isolation to be scrapped, okay? And double jabbed and children in England. So therefore, not if you're jabbed once, but if you're jabbed twice. And if you don't jab, I don't know what's going to happen to you, because it focuses on jabs, Fully vaccinated people in England will not have to self-isolate if a close contact tests positive for COVID from 16th of August, the health secretary said. Fully vaccinated people in England will not have to self-isolate if a close contact tests positive for COVID from 16th of August, the health secretary said. Therefore, what you're seeing is going to be war against the different, the jabs and the not jabs. The jabs are getting preferential treatment. Think about that. Will the jab get preferential treatment? You know, that could be a thing. Loving the music. You're loving the music. Should I put the music back on? You want to hear the music? Let me know if you want to hear the music. If you want to hear the music, I'll play the music back on. Okay. So let me know if you love the music. So the government will give more detail of this week on self-isolation rules for international travel, he added. Meanwhile, Education Secretary Gavin Wills has announced the end of bubbles in school from 19th of July. What is happening in schools is this. Yeah. What was happening in schools was a situation whereby if one child or so within their bubble have COVID, then what's going to happen is that whole class will go home, right? And this was disturbing many classes. The Prime Minister is under some sort of pressure at the same time. The Prime Minister is under some sort of criticisms because the COVID tests, the positive tests are increasing. And if it is increasing, why? Can you please try to stream directly to YouTube without restream? Can you please try to stream directly? I'm already streaming, man. I'm already streaming. I'll talk about that another time. Yeah. What is that? Think about that for a second. You know, that's the big thing. You know, so therefore, the question now is this: will the hospitals be under pressure? Yeah, will the hospitals be under pressure? The Delta strain, the Asian strain, or the Indian variant, or whatever like that, they said they didn't move very quick. And now what actually they're saying they're moving completely against it. Labor is actually saying, why are you actually opening up fully when the figures are going up? Well, they said the figures are going up, but it seemed like the hospital and the pressure and the death are not going as how it was before. I can believe I can understand the Prime Minister's point when he said this. When are we going to open up? Are we going to open up in December when it's more of a high-risk period where flu come back? I mean, flu has gone away. We haven't seen flu for a long time, and nobody has got flu. You know, nobody has seen flu for a while. Flu has taken a look a walk. Okay, so therefore, the whole issue now is this: when is the best time? Because as far as I'm concerned, based on how it looks, it looks like hey, this is going to be lasting for a very long time, right? And I believe we just have to. And you know, I said this for a long time that people will have to somehow learn to actually act very responsible, right? Act very responsible in this time. Act very responsible and understand that hey, you wear your mask when it's the right time. You don't wear your mask. I mean, if you're in a supermarket, I believe if you're in close contact with people, you wear your mask. I mean, everybody wants to get out. I believe sometimes maybe it's time now to just sort of chill. You know, you've got a garden. If you haven't got a garden, do some walk and just maybe chill for a moment. Because I believe that people have to have some sense of responsibility and some accountability at this time. What do you think? Let me know. The Prime Minister is saying, and Javi is saying, we are going to actually open up, right? Opening up the place and get cracking back on the track, Jack. Are you ready to get back on the track, Jack? Are you ready to open up, ladies and gentlemen? The next thing which came up of recent days, and this one is very shocking, you know, is this pandemic, this crucial pandemic, which is knife crime. More youths knife to death 6 hours apart. This was just in recent days, ladies and gentlemen. Just recent days. 2 more London teens killed. People will say, what is happening? I tell you what is happening. They have knives, stabbing and killing each other. They got knives, and if they don't have knives, they got something else. The wanton desire and thirst for blood. Close proximity. I sometimes think close proximity is more evil than even a gun. Why do I think that? Because from the gun, you can maybe separate yourself from a distance. I don't use gun or whatever like that, but I just think there's a distance apart, not that close contact. You can do it from a far apart, boom. But a knife, that's so close. Close proximity, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think? Very, very, very close, and that must be very evil. 2 schoolboys stabbed to death in just over 6 hours as London horrific wave of teenage killing continues. Killing continues. Killings continues. Right? Mothers cry, fathers cry, children missing their friends. Right? 6 hours apart. Right? 6 hours apart. You know? Now, what do you say about that? Yeah. What's your views? You know? And for persons who may be listening to this after, what do you say? What do you say is the solution to knife crime? We have been there many times. I've had forums, I've got consultations, I've got different platforms, Solution Orient Summit, and you know, guys are out there doing different stuff. But you have to think about it for a bit to say that, hang on a second. It is not the majority of boys or girls who are bad. It's a minority. But one is one too much. Because when one gets stabbed or 2 get stabbed, it's not just one family. It is friends, families, times 2 or 3 or 4, and school and friends. It's a ripple effect. Right now, parents must be saying to themselves, or should ask themselves this question: where is my son? Where is my daughter? It's 10:23. Where are they? People will blame the government, and then people will blame the parents, and people will blame this and blame that. I believe that all parties play a fundamental role in the process. But I believe a lot of it rests a lot with the home, with the family, ladies and gentlemen. That's my sort of thinking in regard to this. What do you say? You know? Yeah. It is a trying time when boys, girls can't get up sometimes and go to another place, maybe in another postcode. Why? Because of a threat. It's unfortunate that a child, a boy or a girl, can't somehow have a difference with someone and don't feel like their lives are threatened. Whereby once upon a time, what would happen? They would have a fight, fist fight, or have words and move on. The level of tolerance is not there, which is unfortunate. So therefore, I'm not going to label the point, but what do you think about that? What's your take in regards to knife crime? It is still there, and it is not going anywhere as far as I'm concerned. All right? So that has got to be rectified. That has got to be sorted. Ladies and gentlemen, boom. Now, the other thing which happened, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you have seen this, and I'm going to show it to you. You know? Stockwell 6, conviction of 3 men from 1970, overturned by the Court of Appeal. Stockwell 6. What is the Stockwell 6? Who are the Stockwell 6? And what is this going on? Right? Stockwell 6. 3 men who were jailed for allegedly attempting to rob a Cork police officer nearly 50 years ago have had their conviction overturned by the Court of Appeal. Courtney Harriott, Paul Green, Cleveland Davison, all aged between 17 and 20 at the time, were arrested on the London Underground while traveling from Stockwell Station, South London, in February 1972, ladies and gentlemen. Total miscarriage of justice. You know, fortunately, people pressed and people pushed and people didn't give up. Okay? Bill Cosby, for argument's sake, recent days, you've got persons who pushed. One of the things that Bill Cosby lawyer said, or what Bill Cosby said, one of the persons that work with him said that there are many people also in prison who believe that they should not be there. Because really and truly, it is he who asserts must prove. He who actually have more evidence and can maybe command a level of presence in court and can sway the jury will have their final say. But at the same time, and that's one of the reasons why I have a hesitation in regard to the death penalty, because many people have passed on. You know, many people have suffered as a result of the death penalty, whereby they were innocent. But just like when you jab, you can't take it back. Just like when you hang someone, you can't bring them back. They might come back as a duppy or a ghost, but you can't bring them back to life. You know, so that is something that to be think about. So therefore, there are lots of many miscarriage of Pratt and Morgan, the Guildford Four, and many others which have somewhat have had the wrong hand of the law. You know, justice must be seen to be fair. Justice, you know. Men were accused of trying to rob. They were pleaded not guilty. Told jurors police officers had lied and subject them to violence and threat. But Mr. Hart was jailed for 3 years. Mr. Green was convicted for assault to rob and sent to Borsell. And Mr. Davis was convicted of related offenses. The convictions were referred to the Court of Appeal by the Criminal Review Case Commission on the basis that there's a real possibility that the Court of Appeal will now quash those convictions. That means to say it's a wake-up call. And this is a wake-up call for many persons who have been somehow devastated, who have been somehow had the wrong end of the law, made to somehow come forth now and try to get some justice. There is definitely ways how that can be done. I believe history is on their side. History is on the side of persons who are trying to rectify that. So, ladies and gentlemen, what's your view? Let me hear your views about this. And what do you think about the British system? Do you think that in a way that how things are now, things are so backward? Things are so backward now. People are saying that these were things from years ago, many years ago. Not the injustice, but the system, how it is created. The banking system is from years ago. The justice system from years ago. Things have moved on so much, and they're not antiquated. They're not like antique. They're like furnitures. And that means to say there needs to be a shift. What do you think? Ladies and gentlemen, it's your call. And, you know, so boom. Okay, so I want to wish you a good night, and I want to wish you all the best for the rest of the week. And of course, join me on definitely Thursday night with the team as we look at some of the top topics for the week. This Thursday with Anthony, Dr. Burton, myself, and possibly someone from the other side of the world, if anything. There are lots of things to talk about, and there's a lot of things that we'll be able to discuss. So have a good night. Remember to like and subscribe to the SYLBOURNE Show. Follow me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And let me know what you think. Let me know what topics that you like for the late one spells, which comes on every time when it comes on. All right? Peace out. Cheers. Bye-bye.